Hello, good evening, students. Today is transcription number back of 116 on the speed of 100 words per minute. Start. Honorable members would be aware that a committee has been set up for training the cooperative personnel. That committee has been constituted by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture and the Reserve Bank because these are the two institutions which would need those trained personnel. I also agree that one of the causes of the failure of the cooperative movement in the past has been the want of properly trained personnel. We are not going to repeat that mistake, and let me assure the honorable members that we propose to lay the highest emphasis on the training of the officials as also of the non officials in the cooperative principles. I am fully conscious of the fact that the cooperative institutions which we propose to set up either under this act or which are going to be set up by the Reserve Bank or by the state government can be a success only when a proper climate has been created, and for that purpose the cooperation of the non officials who have been initiated into the principles of cooperation, who have a faith and belief in those principles, is indispensable, and therefore our scheme of training also includes training of the non officials in the principles of cooperation. This bill has a definite but a limited object, and that limited object is to set up cooperative marketing, cooperative processing, cooperative production, and warehousing. The other parts of this picture will be provided by other institutions. Now, the House is aware that the Imperial Bank of India has been converted into the State Bank of India, the sole object of which was that the marketing of the agricultural produce should be financed by that institution. In my opening speech, I mentioned specifically that the State Bank of India will perform three functions. It will provide remittance facilities to the cooperative societies, which is a very important function. It will advance loans against the commodities in godowns and warehouses. It will also accept the warehouse receipts and advance monies against them. Financing will be done by the State Bank of India, which has got sufficient resources, which is an expanding institution, and which is going to set up a large number of branches and which will do the financing. So far as the capital structure of the Central Warehousing Corporation is concerned, we have purposely kept the limit of the subscribed capital at a comparatively low level. The authorized capital is rupees 20 crores and the issued capital would be rupees 10 crores. Honorable members will kindly refer to clause 37 of the bill, which is the key clause so far as the financing part of it is concerned. The Central Warehousing Corporation will borrow money through bonds to the extent of 10 times their subscribed capital.